8 2/3. Again, I'm going to immediately identify my index. So I'm going to write this here. There's my index. I'm finished with that number now. I can check it off. My next number is going to be my base. I'm moving that. That goes here. I'm finished with that one now. I can check it off. My final number is going to be the power, 2. That's going there. Now I'm finished simplifying all of those values to give me the rational exponent in square root form. So if I were to calculate this, I could say this is the cubed root of 8 squared is 2 squared, which is 4. Now, if we go into example 3, where we're writing expressions in radical form, this is basically undoing what we just did. Here, we took it in this form and put it into square root form, or radicand form. Now, we are going to take it from radical form and put it into a whole number, basically with a fractional power or a rational exponent. So I know first thing I need to do is evaluate the root. The root of this is that negative 125, and we're looking for a cube root. So I know what number cubed is going to give me 125 negative. That would be negative 5. And that's going to be squared. I just bring that square down. Now I can evaluate that, and that's going to give me 25. That one's pretty simple. Now that is evaluating the root first. The other way to do this is to evaluate the power first. So let's look at cube root of 125 squared. If I evaluate the power and I calculate what that would be, cube root of 15,625. If you put this in your calculator, find the cube root of 15,625, you're going to get 25, which is exactly the same answer that we had from here. So either way, you're good. You can start by simplifying this here and pulling it out, or you can solve this and then pull it out. Either way, you're going to get the right answer. Now let's do the reverse of what we were just doing. I overstepped one example. Okay, let's look here at example 4. So they give us the 4th root of 7 to the 3rd power. And I want to write that as a rational exponent. So I know my index is going to go down here as a denominator. I know this 3 is going up here as a numerator, and my base is going right there. So the 4th root of 7 cubed is actually going to be written as 7 3/4. Same with this one. If I have the 3rd root of 11 to the 6th power, my 11 coming over here is my base, my index is my denominator, and my power is my numerator. It all breaks down. Let's look at another one of those. Also, I wanted to bring to your attention, if you have a radical sign like this, say, and let's just put 49, if there's no index here, you have to assume that it's square. It's a 2 if there's nothing there. It's not a 1 like we use in front of a variable. It's actually a 2 when you're using square roots. So if there is not an index, it's automatically 2. So in this example, if I wanted to make this into a rational exponent, let's say that's cubed, I would say this is 49. Again, the index goes as the denominator, and the power goes as the numerator. So that would be that answer. So let's go this way and then go backwards so you can see the whole process. Let's start with the 4th root of 5 squared. I'm going to write that out. That's going to be 5 is my base, 2 goes up here, 5 is, oh, sorry, 4 is the denominator, not 5. Now, here, I'm going to go back. And I know this is my root, that is my base, and 2 is my power. And I've gotten right back to where I started. All right, moving on to example 5, simplifying each expression. Let's look what happens when we multiply whole numbers with rational exponents by another whole number with another rational exponent. I'm going to use the product of powers. Remember, when you're multiplying numbers that have exponents, you actually add the exponents. You're not going to multiply them. So here I have 3/5 plus 2/5, which is actually 5/5 or 1. So the answer to this question is 25 to the first power, or just 25. Let's do another one like that. 36 3/8 times 36 1/8. I'm going to add those exponents, and I'm going to get 36 to the 4/8, which I can actually reduce to become 36 1/2. And if I wanted to put that in a square root, I know this is my index, so I don't really have to put a 2. And this is going to be 36. Now, let's look at one with division, or the quotient property. If I have 8 1/3 divided by 8 2/3, remember the way that you simplify exponents when they are being divided, I subtract them. So I have 1/3 minus 2/3, which is going to give me negative 1/3. Also remember from last year, I would say if we ever have a negative exponent, it's bad, it has to go downstairs. So this exponent, along with that whole number, it's got to stay downstairs, because you cannot have a negative exponent as a numerator. So I'm going to divide here. I'm going to leave 1 on top. I'm going to bring 8 down, and I'm going to bring that 1/3 with the 8 downstairs because it's negative. But remember, when you bring it downstairs, you automatically change it to positive. Now we can evaluate it. If I evaluate this answer, I'm going to get 1/2, because this is actually the cube root of 8, which is going to be 2. So the fraction would end up actually being 1/2, which is 1/2. That completes this section. I hope you all did great. I hope that helped and you understand it. Good luck. Good night.